were born here in the U.S.?
I was born on Long Beach Naval Base, and yeah.
Is that where you grew up?
Not really. I was born there, lived there for about 2 years, and then we moved to Mississippi. We moved there when I was about 2, actually right after I turned 2, and we lived there until I was about 5.5, 6, and then we moved all over, just Missouri, a bunch of different states. Moved back to LA when I was about 9 eventually, and then lived there till I was about 11, and then moved up to the Bay when I was about 12. Lived in the East Bay for another 18 years, 19 years, then finally moved to San Francisco.
Some might say it's really exciting to live in all different kinds of places. What was childhood like on a base?
It was not entirely fun. I mean, there was nowhere to play, and I didn't have too many people to play with. Not everyone's in your age range, and so life on the base was basically like you have 2 or 3 friends and nothing to do and nowhere to go.
Were your schools on the base?
By the time I was in school, we'd moved off base. We moved further upstate, a little bit away from the Gulf, and I went to a Catholic school because it was the only school in like 30 miles. No, it wasn't anywhere near the base. It was completely different.
So, in the military, people come from all different places around the United States. Was the base really diverse?
No, there was, almost everyone there was white. The only people of color were my neighbors, and I played with my friend who lived next door. It was almost all white kids.
When do you think you first became aware of racism?
In Mississippi, for sure. I think that, I don't know which happened first. I think it was really, the thing that sticks in my mind is watching TV with my parents, and one night the news had some story on. They were like, get your kids out of the room. This is for, whatever, it's sensitive, it's for adults only, whatever. And they're talking about how someone was killed, and for whatever reason, when my mom was like, get him out of the room, my dad was like, no, he's fine, he'll be fine. And someone had lynched a black man, and it was because of someone he was dating, and they showed it right on the news, and they showed him still hanging there, and it's not something that I've ever forgotten. It's definitely the first time I had questions to ask my parents about why people act that way, or why people would hurt people because of who they are. And that definitely continued all throughout my childhood. Even being on the base. When I'm playing with my friends, I have other kids throwing rocks at us because they're black and I'm white and I'm not supposed to play with them. So it's different in the South and the Midwest and all over. It's a lot different in California.
How did that make you feel?
Scared, confused, and eventually angry. At first it was just scared and confused. I didn't understand why anyone would be violent about anything, let alone something you couldn't change about yourself. It didn't make sense.
Did you have questions for your parents?
Yeah, I just remember asking them why they did that, and they tried their best to explain it to me, but my parents were never good at I don't know, they weren't good at being reassuring, I guess. They're just like, it is what it is. And I don't know why that was, but that's just kind of how they were about it.